everyone. Stark here. I hope you guys are getting this stream because I'm not seeing any image. There you go. First of all, I want to apologize to everyone that thinks this is going to be a podcast. A few days ago, I asked on Twitter if you guys wanted my next recommendation for a good hentai game via text, the way I was doing before for the first 13 recommendations that I promised, or if you guys wanted via video. And video won, not by a large margin. It actually had me full until almost the last hour. But yeah, video won, so there you go. Here's the next recommendation for everyone that just wants the recommendation per se. I'm going to leave it in our website as usual, and there's going to be a link for the site where you can purchase the game. There is, I think, an official translation for the game. I'm not entirely sure. I played the translation by some created by studios called. Oh, okay. Thankfully, someone said that the music is too loud. Actually, let me turn this off. This is I find this funny because the music was almost like could barely listen to the music in my end. Probably need to adjust that since we usually don't have music in the background. I'm going to talk about this game and why I consider this a fun game. And usually when I do a recommendation, I tend to analyze a bunch of different stuff. First of all, I analyze the amount of if the game is good, obviously in as a whole, in terms of like story, in terms of if it's an RPG maker, how well does it fare being an RPG maker? If it's something made in Unity, how good is it with the platform that it's done, and then I obviously evaluate an art, which is subjective because obviously I'm going to what I consider to be good art might not be what you guys consider good art. So the reason why I wanted to recommend this game is this game is super fun. It has a little bit of surprise sex, which not everyone is okay with, but the character kinda enjoys it because the character is like a very goofy, naive elf wife. Basically, the story of the game is she's married to one of the town heroes, but the hero has to leave to fight some war or go into an adventure or whatever it is. And then some of the characters in town try to take advantage of the elf wife. And the story starts, it's very goofy. I like the story very much. Everything from the sprites to the music to the setting really works well together. So it ends up being a very an extremely fun game. And I never played. I don't know if this was the first game from this developer, but he is a very well known mangaka. So before he did the entire game, I had already seen a few of his doujins, and I've read them and I like them a lot. The art personally might not be for everyone. I like it a lot, but I've played a few of his doujins, mostly Netorare focused, and I like the stories. I like the concept, the art, everything about it. So when I found out that it was going to make a game, I was super excited. Usually, it's not an easy transition, and someone that is good at making doujins isn't necessarily good at making games, and vice versa. And this happened a lot where people that were like considered godly mangakas eventually do a game, and the game is lacking for many reasons. In this case, I feel like the game was an excellent extrapolation of his previous skills, so to speak. So the game is as good as a game as his doujins are as good as doujins. The game has a lot of scenes, maybe not a lot compared to like Fleeting Iris or a few other games that have like hundreds of scenes, but it has upwards to like 30 to 40 scenes, which is a lot in my opinion. The story is nothing amazing, but it's not bad. Like I said, it's supposed to be like light light-hearted and kind of goofy. Um, and I really appreciate it a lot because sometimes you play some Netorare games and they end up being like super heavy. And this one is not. Even though there's elements of cheating and whatnot, I feel like the game is like super light and almost like it's supposed to make you laugh. Uh, Obviously, it has a very Eastern, so to speak, Japanese type of humor, which Japanese people and other Asians might find more humorous. It's like type of humor that is not for everyone. Same as, for instance, like Benny Hill is for like British people. They find it hilarious, but it's not the type of humor that is for everyone. But this game I found it to be extremely fun. It's not expensive. It's a cheap game. There's an English translation for it if you want it, and you can finish it in a couple hours, maybe like 2 3 hours. A few scenes are missable, so I suggest that if you play the game, that you use a walkthrough. It's probably easy to find a walkthrough if you go to like websites like ULMF or F95 or other websites that have forums dedicated to RPG Maker and die games. It's probably easy to find a walkthrough for it so that you won't miss any of the scenes because I'm pretty sure a few of them might be missable. But you can, the game ends so fast. I think I even believe that there's like a time limit, so you are kind of like being forced to play multiple times through the game and pick different options. I'm not even sure you can get all the scenes in one playthrough, but I remember when I played it the first time, I was playing without a translation, so my Japanese is very bad. It's very basic, and I remember having a hard time unlocking like a couple scenes, and once I found the translation and I found the walkthrough, I found them easily. The resolution is amazing. The art for me is really good. If you like elf wives, the Tsuma, which is the name of the game. If you like mature women having sex, you're probably going to enjoy this game. Even though the character obviously looks very young, in her early 20s at best. And big tits as well. I mean, there's a lot of justice in this game. So if you want to be entertained for a few hours, good translation. I personally like it. It was not like a machine translation with very few edits. I actually found the translation to be very decent. And it's a fast game, even though the story is not amazing and whatnot. It kind of plays like a role like where you can just go through a playthrough, unlock a bunch of scenes, go again, and in a couple hours you probably have unlocked all the scenes, and there's a lot of them. Like I said, there's probably 30 to 40 scenes. I would like to show you guys a little bit of the game while I was talking, and maybe show you guys the CG room to show you the amount of scenes that there is. Maybe I'm exaggerating on 30 40, but it definitely felt a lot, especially for such a small game. It's almost impossible to get lost. You have the main city and little more. There's basically just a little small town, and it's easy to get acquainted with all the characters and understand like the setting and the scenario and what leads to every entire scene, which is important in my opinion. There's some CG rooms where you just go there, you check, and out of context, the scenes are not as good. But this game, like I said, has like a goofy backstory and there's some character building. So being able to play the scenes in context and being able to unlock the scenes on your own very fast and in a very intuitive way, it plays a lot in its favor in my personal opinion. So yeah, there you go. I'm going to leave the link for the all site on our website. You can check our website for the review or for the video. Our website has no ads and we get nothing from you visiting, so this is obviously like a public service, a free public service for you guys. If you guys liked my previous recommendations, or if this is the first time coming to my recommendations and you like this one, go back, check the other ones. Maybe we have similar tastes, and maybe you can find some games from some developers that are worth supporting. And yeah, maybe you find some games that you can have a lot of fun playing. So that's it for today. I'm going to release a new recommendation soon. Hopefully the next recommendation as a video. This game didn't want to play fair with OBS for whatever reason. I did check RPG Maker MV forums, and there were a lot of people saying that for whatever reason. Sometimes the games didn't. They had a black screen and no one really knew how to solve it. A lot of people just switched the program from OBS to uh, I don't remember what other program they used, but I think they switched from OBS to something else. And yeah, since we mainly use OBS to do the podcast every week, you know. So there you go. I hope you guys enjoy this game. You can probably find the game and the translation on your own, but I'm still going to post the link on our website. So I hope you guys enjoy this recommendation, and I will be back soon with more recommendations. So peace out, guys.